What does my internet and Ricky Bobby have in common?
I want to go fast.
This is going to help with that. Stay tuned. What's going on, guys? It's QwazyDog here, and here we finally have the TP-LINK Archer 3200 AC router. Now, you guys already saw an ultra sexy unboxing of this beast. If you didn't, it'll be in the cards linked above, but I really didn't have time to fully review it. Internet is a staple in my house, and everybody needs it all the time. So the time it took me to actually finally get this all set up, benchmark it, do all that stuff, it took me a little bit of time. Now, I know somebody's going to point it out, and yes, my Linksys is still hooked up. Because I had to package this guy up for the purpose of this video, I needed to make sure that the internet was not interrupted, so I threw the old router back on. I can tell you though, this guy, it's a pretty good upgrade. Let's go ahead and get into taking this out of the box, not quite as sexy as last time, and then we'll talk about what makes this such a great router. Ooh, it's pretty. All right, let's get this thing out. I'll meet you guys back here in a second. All right, guys, so here it is. I kind of cut the part out of me fumbling about, so this is it. This is the TP-LINK Archer 3200 AC router. Now, one thing that's really cool about this guy is it has not one, not two, or three, or four, or five, but 6 antennas, and I have to tell you, they do, in fact, make a difference. Now, one thing I want to let you guys know is this 3200, 750, 1900, they're not just numbers, they do mean something. And that would be the maximum put through that the network can actually handle or distribute within your home. So the reason why this one is actually rated at 3200 is the dual 5 gigahertz frequency. So it actually has a regular 2.4, but it also has two 5 gigahertz that'll push through up to 1.3 gigabits per second, or 1300 megabits, at a single time. Now, what makes this so special and important, because they don't really work at the same time. They do, this will send it out, but you can't connect to the two Wi-Fis at once on one single peripheral. What you would do, though, is let's say I named one network QwazyDog A and one network QwazyDog B. Well, what I can do is on QwazyDog B, I can put only my television, so my smart TV, all my Rucos, everything that kind of lets the multimedia work within the home. And on 5 gigahertz A, maybe I'll put my gaming consoles, our smartphones, laptops, things like that. And what that would allow us to do is simultaneously route the traffic independently to make sure that if my fiance is doing something on her laptop or I'm watching YouTube on a smartphone, that it's not interrupting, let's say, the Ruco broadcast that we have from our internal Plex server on the 5 gigahertz QwazyDog B. And that is super important for a super connected home like myself. I'm saying super a lot, don't judge me. So TP-LINK says that this is perfect for connected homes with between 15 and 20 devices that are working simultaneously. Big families, look at this guy, because again, you don't think you have a lot of electronics, but if you have 4 people in your household and everybody has a phone, there's 4, let's say 3 people have game consoles, 2 people have tablets, well, you're already at 9. If you throw in everything else that you have, smart TVs, Blu-ray players, and guess, you definitely have people coming over, they add up very quickly. And the last thing you want to do is rely on those ISP or internet service provider given routers. They're free for a reason. They're not the greatest. For maybe a bachelor or somebody living on their own, yeah, they're great. Small apartments, super. But this house is 1,900 square feet. It's a raised ranch, so I have 2 floors. I need to make sure that I'm sending the signal all around the house. And honestly, this thing didn't have a hiccup at all. Now, I'm not going to bore you with specs and things like that. I didn't do data transfer tests or anything like that. But what I can tell you is this did not skip a beat on any of my devices, pushing through 1440p YouTube and super high definition Netflix. It worked perfectly fine on every device I tested in every room of the house. Now, what helps actually dissipate and distribute all of the network connectivity in your home would be the 2 dual-core 1 gigahertz processors you're going to find in this unit itself. On top of those, there's also 3 co-processors. So you're looking at, well, technically, if you call the dual cores 2, you're looking at 4 processors plus another 3, can't math. That's a lot of power in a box like this. Now, throughout my testing, it didn't get hot, it wasn't noisy, it looks like it's passively cooled because I didn't see any sort of fans or anything, and I didn't hear anything on the inside. Aside from the Wi-Fi, we can talk about the 4 gigabit Ethernet ports on the back, as well as the USB 2 and the USB 3. So if you want to use this guy for mass storage in your network as well to make sure you can turn your computer off at night, go ahead and do it, because this thing will not skip a beat, I promise you. Now, the setup on this guy was extremely quick, but I do want to mention that it needs a little bit of work. You can do everything you need to do, but it doesn't seem as well laid out as some of the competitors or the counterparts from Linksys or Belkin. Again, fully functional though, it just takes an extra second to get by what I think is not the prettiest UI. What it does have, and a saving grace, would be the smartphone application. So pair this guy with that. Anywhere in your home, when you're connected to this guy, you can go on, see who's on your network, and control everything that you need to without turning on a single computer within your home. So in closing, guys, honestly, take a look at picking one of these guys up. I was so impressed with the Linksys that I reviewed before, and this honestly blows that out of the water. Not by high margins, but as far as some of the distance that it can travel and some of the speed, I do find it's a little bit better. What I have been doing is getting some very, very large digital copies of a lot of movies, and that's a lot of bandwidth going through the network at once. I didn't necessarily have a lot of buffering on the old router, but with this guy here, with the 2 5 gigahertz networks, it was not a problem at all. So if you guys like this video at all, I would appreciate a thumbs up. I know it wasn't quite in-depth, there's not a whole lot of examples, but I wanted to let you guys know my honest recommendation without throwing a lot of specs and graphs and things like that at you guys, because honestly, I just wanted to put it in layman's terms, bare bones, and just let you guys know that honestly, this is a great router. Make sure you subscribe for more good content coming very soon in the future. And until next time, guys, my name is QwazyDog. You guys have been awesome, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.